So first one, I would say for the stand-up, this is like one of the most important moves now. It didn't really like pertain to the knee down face-off. When I'm standing up, it's a really easy move, and it's gonna happen without you guys even trying to do it. So you guys ever clamp the ball, right? And like accidentally pitch it the opposite way because you're pushing so hard through it, right? So you're always gonna, it's gonna happen, like even if you're trying not to, it'll eventually happen. That always opens up the window to do a reverse pinch. So right, even if I'm not trying to do it, I clamp the ball, right? Push too hard with my right hand, you know, I actually pinch it the opposite way I typically go. This gives you a perfect opening to just let it slide out back. You guys watch a lot of college guys who had success this year. You'll see they don't take the time to clamp the ball and pinch it and then pop it this way. Obviously, it's still a great move to use, but this is just a faster move. So, say me and you are facing off right now, right? Down, set, whistle. I get the clamp on, right? So he's gonna quickly stand up, probably stop the fast way forward. If I let it pinch the opposite way, kind of bring the left hand back, I just slide it out to the back side. It's an easy exit, and it doesn't take too much time. It doesn't take any time to pitch the ball. Just make sure where you're putting the ball is completely turned around from your opponent. So what I mean by that, if I pull the ball out here, right? Just let it release right here. It's gonna give him a good shot to be able to actually make a play. Kind of like I said forward, if I just let it release, you know, right in front of him and try to make a play on it, he's gonna have a chance to get the ball. So what I like to do, and this actually pertains to when you're pulling the ball to the right side, just pitching it normally, you want to put it in the same spot. So what I mean by that, we're down, we're taking the face off, right? Actually, we'll do it on the line. So that's up. Okay. Get the plan out, right? Maybe I push too hard, right? It pushes the opposite way. I'm instantly gonna, use the move, right? I let the left hand kind of come backwards, keep pushing forward into it, and I'm gonna let the ball come out completely to the right side of me and pick it up, right? So, yeah. Guys, someone come to face off. So, right, what's he gonna do? You make like a move backwards, he's probably gonna follow you a little bit, right? What I like to do, make that kind of shift it back once and then make a big step, right? I kind of actually step into it. So say he's still on me here. I think about stepping like here, like ready, put like your leg kind of facing me like that, right? So like I bring it back, right? I pinch and step into him. So I'll make that right foot. I kind of step my right foot in between both of his legs, right? So now I'm kind of leaning my body into him. Now he really doesn't know when I'm gonna pull it out or where I'm gonna pull it out. What I like to do here, right? Watch out. I'm not gonna pull it straight back because what do you probably think the guy's gonna do if he starts shuffling backwards when he clamps the ball? He's probably gonna do a defensive exit and throw the ball out backwards, right? So like that's probably what you're gonna anticipate. So, right? I am gonna do that. So I step into him, right? He could still follow me this way, right? But if I drag it all the way around him, like I'm completely making like an obstruction between him and the ball. So there's no way he'll be able to get to me if I drag it all the way around here, right? You gotta get that. Actually, first, before I even get into this, I saw a lot of you guys doing this. So look at make sure you guys are checking your stance, right? So when you guys are going down, let's go over the line. So this is very important because a lot of you guys are doing this right now. You really gotta kind of fix this. It's gonna feel weird at first. This is like something where like, because you got a lot of you guys line up. You guys will line up with the right foot, leaning back, right? And see a lot of you guys like this. I mean, I'm sure. So like, I know some of you guys do this. So like, you guys have to really try to change that, right? So when I'm approaching the ball, lining up, I'm having my right foot kind of pointed right towards the ball, right behind my right foot, right? My left foot, I'm not really that concerned about it, but it's right up on the line. Not touching the line, but like right up as close as I possibly can to the line, right? You guys see that? Right foot's pointed towards the ball, left foot in this direction, right? My left foot's not out, right? In this direction, so everything's going into the ball when I'm clamping, right? So I'm down, right? Also hand placement, right? I like to be a little bit further than hip length apart. If you don't know where to put your hands, you don't want to be this close in, right? You want to be able to lever, right? Your left and your right when you're clamping the ball, especially your tie-ups. If you put your hands too close in, it's going to be way too tough to actually get a good push when you're tying up. So I'm like here, right? Right foot. That's the most important thing. A lot of you guys are like this. You gotta fix that, right? You're like this. You're pointing towards the ball. I'm down, right? So when I'm clamping the ball, now you can come down. Give me that pressure on your knee. Go ahead. I just say go on your knee so you don't have to sit and squat the entire time. So when I'm clamping the ball, right? A lot of it's the right hand. You both right and left hand going straight into the ball, right? Punching it into the throat. Kind of pressing this. Think about like pressing this right thumb down to the ground into the throat of the ball, right? As hard as I can, both my right and my left, pushing straight into the ball, right? You don't want to throw it out too far. You can let the left hand can move forward a little bit, but you want to punch both hands straight into the ball, right? So it's not just the right. I'm down here, right? Punching boom, as hard as I can right into the ball. If I don't get it right away, right, which will probably happen a lot when you're facing off with people. Number one thing in facing off is keeping all your weight on the right hand. Never take your weight off the right hand when you're clamping. Like when you're in the clamp, when you're pulling the ball out, unless obviously you feel like you're about to lose it, then you can release and counter them. Or if you're about to release the ball, that's the only time you take pressure off the right hand, right? So I'm down, boom, me and him tie up. No pressure is being taken off the right hand at any time. That's the most important thing, right? The second I feel I tie up, I'm always gonna keep pushing into the ball, and you might not get anywhere. I'm gonna always push the ball with my right hand, but immediately what you have to do is punch the left hand forward, but keep the weight in the right hand, right? So look, I tie up, right? Boom, I'm still pushing it. I'm never gonna take any pressure off. I'm still gonna push that right thumb down to the ground, and then my left hand's gonna turn, everything's turning into the ball. See how I'm pushing everything into the ball? I'm not pushing my left hand out, right? I'm not doing that. I'm not pushing it up, right? Everything's just pushing straight into the ball, right? That's how you're gonna get the best, like, second move, right? Everything's gonna be towards the ball. What people do a lot, they'll throw the left hand up, they'll throw it out. That kind of diminishes what you initially were trying to do. So again, I know it sounds like a broken record, but it's very easy to mess up. So again, here, boom, hard clamp. Don't get the full thing. That's fine. Keeping all my weight, punching the left hand, everything into the ball. And if you don't get it right away, then just do it again. So keep that pressure on the right hand. So it's gonna look like this. Fast motion. So stay in that stance. Keep the pressure. You guys are probably gonna do like 5 and 5 or something. So down. Set. See, I made that second move right into him. Flatten the ball out. You can pitch, keep it here, but don't throw the ball yet. You guys got that? Any questions with that? This deductive to be punching the left hand forward, depending on how the other guy faces off. So like, or depending on how much of the ball you have. So like, usually if the guy like gets a good chunk of it, he probably has like 70% of it. I get 30 of it, but I'm still strong enough to hold him off, right? What I actually like to do, like if I really punch it forward, I might like actually push myself off the ball because he already has a lot of the ball and it'll open it up for him to finish the face off. So what I do a lot, Coach kind of talked about it, but I actually do like a reverse rotation. If that makes sense. So what happens here, me and him tie up, right? He gets it pretty good. He probably has like 70% of the ball, I have 30% of it. I'm actually gonna rotate the opposite way. Again, number one thing, I'm always keeping all my weight on my right hand, but I'm gonna keep pushing into the ball. So I'm gonna push into the ball and actually rotate opposite, right? See this? It's actually gonna open up a window for you actually to go back forward and get that full plant. Oh, shoot. That's here. Sorry. So we'll go back to that. So again, he gets a good chunk of the ball, right? We're here. I'm gonna keep the weight. I'm not gonna take any pressure off. I'm gonna immediately turn the other way. So I'm here and I'm turning into the ball still. I'm still pushing into the ball. You see that? So I'm pushing all my weight into the ball. It's actually kind of pushing him. It's actually kind of pushing his clamp kind of out like that. You guys see that? And then the second it kind of pushes his right hand off the ball, it's, like I said, it's gonna open up a window, and I'm actually gonna go right back forward and finish out the clamp. You guys get that? The most important thing in this move though is right hand pressure. Like you have to immediately do it first off. Like you see him here, make a decision. You're either going forward or you're going back. If I'm going back, I'm pushing into him and I'm turning down. Turning this way, right? See how I didn't take any pressure off the right hand? You guys see that?
I'm not sure I understand.
God, serious. You guys see that though? You understand that? And then see that open window? Now I'm gonna run right into it. Finish it out. I'm a bit, I'm not able to really finish it out, but I'm definitely able to pull that ball out eventually. Like, this is kind of how I lose. Time, right? Boom. Good. I get a good punch of the ball. I don't think I can finish it any longer, or say he's just really good at rotating. You don't want to stay in someone who's really good at rotating, but you can get the initial punch on the guy, and you can try and get that ball out as fast as possible. Don't take the weight off the right hand. Like that's like, remember I always say that, it's like literally the most important thing in facing off. Don't take any of the weight off the right hand. Keep the weight, right? Take this good rotating, like he's gonna start rotating, right? Keep the weight down and just literally, just like you're still pushing into the ball. So I'm standing up, right? I'm gonna keep the weight down, and now I'm just gonna start pushing out, but I'm gonna keep all my weight down the entire time. So I'm gonna keep going out. It might not perfectly fly out forward, but it's gonna come out, right? And it should come out. That's nothing to do with my knee down or anything like that. Like, so when you stand up, right, you approach the stance, right? Remember I told you guys to have like kind of like a routine time to like take the face off. So try to develop that. It doesn't matter like what it is. Just like try to have the exact same routine, because this will help you when you're doing well, and it'll help you when you're doing bad. Because if you're doing really well, right, you start to like kind of you're really good like 5 face offs in a row, and then like start randomly just like kind of lose focus. If you have like the same routine every time you like have face off, you'll build muscle memory, and like even when like you start to get distracted or maybe the game's going against you, like it's not intense, you kind of have those fundamentals and everything to fall back on. So you'll always have something that'll be there, even when you're not even thinking about it. If that makes sense. So try to like develop that habit. Doesn't matter how it is. It could be whatever kind of works for you. That's one thing. And then this is like something I realized when I was facing off standing. So like when you go down, right? A lot of people, they go down in their stance, right? Obviously, you can kind of go how you want to do it. Fundamentals, like I said, point the right towards the ball, it's like better than line, whatever. I'm down here, right? So a lot of people are like this. They're like, there's really nothing wrong with the stance here. Down, set, whistle, go for the clamp. There's actually a thing that you can do that actually, for me, it was like a huge advantage once I started doing it. So think about like this right knee. When I'm down here, I actually bend this right knee and actually kind of gets your head kind of closer in towards the ball, like the actual head. So like, obviously if the referees are like, they don't want anything like in this zone, then you know, you don't want to mess with them. You don't want to like, make it an issue. Obviously you go as far as they're gonna let you. But if they're allowing you have your head kind of right over the ball, right? See how my knees bent? Everything's kind of right over the ball, right? When the whistle blows, I'm kind of dropping right on the ball. All my weight's very close to where the ball is, so it's a lot easier for me to clamp the ball, and I feel like I'm a lot closer to the ball. Compared to me being like this, if I'm down here, right? I have to clamp the ball, and then I have to get my head over. Like if my knees bent, I'm right over the ball. I'm already here. Kind of already into that rotation. You guys get that? So watch, like say we're facing off right here, right? This is kind of like an easier visual, I'd say. So I'm here. This is the first stance, right? I wasn't bent over here. I'm like this right now, down. So I whistle, we both go, right? I'm here, we tie up, then I have to get my whole body over. It's just like a little bit more time. Now look at me here. With my knee bent, with my head kind of hovering over the ball, everything drops immediately. Down. See that? It's that whistling. I'm right here. You guys get that? Try that out. So when you guys are facing off, having trouble with set. Punch good. Set. Move. Keep moving. Good. Get up here. Keep moving. Good. Come on. Stay balanced. Set.
Get that.
Stay balanced. Good.
Pull it.
Get it. Good.
Exactly. That's in those.
Set.